Hi everyone, back today with another video. I'm doing this one a little bit differently from how I would normally do it. I'm trying to record the video and talk about it while I play the game, just to see if I can speed up how often I can bring these videos to you, because I'm finding that recording the video and then going through and adding the voiceover later, it's taking a lot of time and preventing me from giving you as much content as possible. So I thought I would just try this. If you've got any comments or feedback for how you found this video in terms of compared to the other ones, I would be open to hearing it. So this is just a quick video because I've noticed a lot of people are asking me questions in the comments about basic gold making strategies in terms of understanding what I mean when I say certain things and looking for passive gold generation. So I'm going to make like a series of smaller videos just basically for people who are new to the gold making in general, where to start, how to do it so you don't lose your mind while doing it. So a little bit of backstory for anybody who's new to this channel. I started making gold in November last year. So I haven't been doing this for very long. I pretty much started at zero and I had no idea what I was doing, totally clueless. So I pretty much started my gold making journey when I started making these YouTube videos. So I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. You can see here I have 1.6 million gold right now in my bag, in my bag. And that's accumulated over this time. And at the same time, every month since November, I have paid for my subscription using gold. So not only have I grown my gold value, I have also been paying for my subscription at the same time. And I'm not a serious gold player. So I don't do this to insane levels. I don't spend hours and hours doing this. A lot of it is just being smart about when I play and how I make gold when I play. I just try to find overlaps for what I'm already going to do and then find a way to make gold while I'm doing it. So you can see there on the auction house, we just double check that. I'll go back and look at it again just in case anybody missed it. So you can see just today, I've made 122,000 gold. Now, a lot of that is selling enchants and things, which is a primary way I'm making gold at the moment. I do have an in-depth guide on how to do that for my members. I'm going to make a lot more member specific guides for some of these more advanced gold making techniques. So there is a lot of work, lot of gold to be made with enchanting at the moment, especially right now. And you don't even have to be fully spec'd into some of the things to be making a lot of gold that way. But for the basic gold making starting point for most people, before you go do anything on WoW, you should be checking out the weekly quests here. So hopefully you've done this far enough that you've unlocked it. If you haven't, I really encourage you to go and do the quest chain because unlocking this will make you a lot of gold. So you get 3 of these weekly quests up here each week, and you can choose whether or not you want to do them. But what I'm saying here is go and see whether or not any of these weekly quests does give you gold for something you were already going to do. So you can see I've got some weekly quests already. I've obviously picked mine up, but you can see one of them is for the Titan discs. Just as an example, you collect 100 Titan discs and you get the Pinnacle Cash. And the Pinnacle Cash has a chance to give you gear, but on average, you get around 3,000 gold from that cash box, which for most people is going to be enough to cover your raid bills, your repair bills, mythic bills, things like that, pots. And you get these Titan disc fragments from just doing things. So if you're doing delves, if you're doing raids, if you're doing mythics, just picking up this quest before you go and do it is going to make you gold while you're doing it. It's not very difficult to pick up these disc fragments while you're already doing that kind of content. And it's like a free 3,000 gold. You're already going to do it anyway. If you're into dungeons and things, there's often the time walking quest, which again gives you a Pinnacle Cash. Sometimes Bran has a quest over here for delves, and each week you complete the delves. The first one gives you the cipher you can hand in here, which isn't an instant gold. Like it's not obvious that it's going to make you a lot of gold initially, but you get the undercoins, which here. And with the undercoins, you can buy this bag here and the Delver pouch of regions. Now, this bag is not as lucrative as it was in season 1. In season 1, you could pretty much pick up a bag and you were guaranteed to make 2,000 or 3,000 gold. The cost of those materials has dropped significantly for the moment, but you can still, especially if you're going to use those materials yourself to make more money. So as an enchanter, I would use those materials for enchanting to make enchants that sell for more gold. The other thing is if you're a crafter, make sure you're spec'd out in a way that gives you the most possible while you're going and doing those things. If you're going to do raiding, for example, and you're a tailor, you really want to make sure you're spec'd out in a way that's going to give you as much cloth as possible from the drops from the raid while you're just in there. If you're spec'd out correctly, you can make a lot of passive gold just doing the things you were already going to do. I do a raid with my guild each week and we spend just 2 hours on it. We're actually doing really well. I'm pretty pleased with how that's going. During that 2 hours, I'll get a lot of cloth. It's not an unbelievable amount, but I will make 1 or 2,000 gold in raw cloth drops while I'm in there. And that's not even factoring in what I get as disenchanting, because you get the gear upgrades as well, which is awesome. But sometimes they give you this warbound stuff that you can transfer in between characters, which I suppose is really helpful for people who play multiple alts, but I'm not one of those people. I have a single character at level 80. I don't have an alt army. I have a level 71 mage that it was going to level. I just immediately got distracted and then didn't do that. There's a lot of things there. In terms of disenchanting, you want to make sure you're spec'd out in disenchanting, like as much as possible. So when you are disenchanting these things, you're getting the most you possibly can from them. So there are a lot of ways you can just make gold doing what you were already going to do. And you really just need to have a look at that and make sure that you're making the most out of your gold. So if you're like let's say you're a flower picker, a herbalist, what you want to do is make sure not only are you spec'd out in your flower picking, but that you've got like the right gear on. So there's like accessory gear you can get. As an example, I'm a tailor, so I'm just going to show you the tailoring stuff. But the accessory gear is spend money to make money is a concept that a lot of people forget. This hat at the moment is going to cost you around 300 gold, but it is going to increase your herbalism skill, the speed in which you can pick it, how much you're getting when you pick it. And that's just going to be passive generation from then on. You pay 300 gold to have the hat once. You might upgrade the hat later to the artisan's version. And you do want to do that if you're spending a lot of time on a character. You can see here that mine are spec'd out as high as they can be. You really want to spend gold once to make more gold later. Over the lifetime of you being able to flower pick, you will make more gold after buying that hat over the lifetime than you will having not bought it, if that makes sense. So don't be afraid to spend gold to make gold. There are different ones for different professions, and everybody has their own special thing that they want to prioritize. And I have gone into depth in my members' videos about what areas I prioritize as a tailor and an enchanter. So if you're interested in that, you can go look there, what I'm doing to make the most gold possible just while I'm already doing stuff. Another couple of ways to make passive gold just while you're playing is checking to see what the dungeons and raids are giving you at the moment. So sometimes you get like a calls to arm bonus as a healer tank, and even lately I've seen it as a DPS. So there is something for everyone depending on when you're logging on to play. So this is a Sunday on there are a lot of people on right now, and it's unlikely that any of these things are going to proc. But during the week, particularly in the evenings, I've noticed you can get like these little bonuses where basically you complete these things and you get the little argument rune, or however it's pronounced. And they sell for 1,000 to 2,000 gold. Now, if you're already queuing for these anyway, if you're like, even if you're just doing the time walking dungeons, you might get one of those procs for just going and doing the weekly quest you were already going to do. So just look and see if you've got the ability to run that with the bonus. Don't wait for it. But if it's there and you're thinking about what you might do for the day, definitely consider that as an option. Another thing is just don't hoard things for excessive amounts of time. Oh, look, there's the rune. There we go. It's a augment rune. There we go. You can see there, 1,600 gold is what it sells for. Don't just hoard things forever and ever. Some things will go up in value. And I think we're seeing the spikes of that for season 2. In some things, the regions have gone up in value. But don't hold on to them forever. Have a backup plan. Don't hold something and wait for the price to go up. If the price is going down, it's probably a pretty good bet the price is staying down. There could be like fluctuations. If you see it fluctuate, that's fine. There will be fluctuations during the week. Like, for example, enchants sell for less the day before reset day. And then on reset day and the couple of days preceding that, they sell for almost twice as much. So there are weekly fluctuations, and that is normal. But if you're holding on to see these things, the Viridium Charm Cap, these things used to sell for 750 gold each. Now you can see here, it's 140 gold right now. It's fine for me because I make enchants with these and I can increase the profits, but don't hold on to them waiting for them to go up. I think they will go up again in the future, but we're talking really far down the track after everybody stops doing delves for gear and they stop getting those undercoins. Don't hold on to them hoping it will go back up. I could be wrong. I do think it will go up a little bit, but not for a long time. You're better off selling it now. You'll accumulate more in between now and then. With the disenchanting, just double check before you disenchant something whether or not it's worth more gold vendoring, essentially. Some of these things, like the little crystals, let's see if we can get them up. So you can see here the refulgent crystals, they sell for 11 gold as bronze, 69 gold as silver, and 166 as gold. Now, as a disenchanter, you can't control what quality item you're going to get. You can be spec'd out as much as you possibly can to increase the chances of those higher quality items. But just really think about it before you disenchant it. You can see here some of these purple items. This is going to sell for almost 100 gold. So you've just got to really think it through. What is my best option here? And sometimes with the silver, the disenchanting for the storm dust as well, like sometimes it is better to vendor. So just have a look at your add-ons or go check the auction house and see whether or not it's worth the risk of disenchanting. Is it better to just vendor that item and then with the gold you get to go and buy the item you wanted to get from the enchanting, as an example? All right. So I just completed a crafting order for somebody, and then there was a guild crafting order as well. I was trying to record it, but in a fun twist of events, the recording system was recording my editing software instead of actually the video I'm making. So that was fun. So we'll just hopefully recap everything we talked about here. I have an in-depth video on my members channel about how I'm making a lot of gold selling silver level enchants, how I'm deciding which ones make the most gold and what to look at. You can see here, there's a lot of gold to be made there. Some of those were gold level enchants, though, to be fair. The Swan ones were gold level enchants. So there's a lot of gold to be made out of professions right now. And you can see just before, it didn't record because it's fun, but I made almost 1,000 gold, a little over 1,000 gold, just completing crafting orders that people had popped in online. I have a new personal crafting order. I don't know what that's about. Let's go have a look. Oh, no. It's just me looking in the chat thing. Oh, it's one of those days. I need more coffee, guys. Somebody needs to help fuel this coffee addiction. It's getting incredibly expensive. I make a lot of these more in-depth guides, and I'm going to start making some advanced ones. And I'm going to put it on the membership channel for people who want to go at this a little more in-depth, who want to be making the most gold they possibly can from what they're doing. And I'm going to go in depth there. I'm also going to start sharing some of the ways I'm making gold that are very short term. So there's been a couple of times where I stumble upon things that make insane amounts of gold for a little while and then Blizzard fixes it. So there was a fishing one a little while ago where I'd found like a fishing hack and it made insane amounts of gold because I was able to skip the buff dropping off. And I did really well with that for about 2 weeks and then Blizzard fixed it. But then there's the cloth farm and there's another one that I've come across just recently and I'm going to share that with the members. I think Blizzard will fix it. But for now, it's a good gold making strategy. It's really easy to do. There was one with delves. The thing has recently been made warbound. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but I sold 2 of them for 30,000 gold each. So there's just some things that, especially at the beginning of a season, you can make a lot of gold with before Blizzard realizes there's a problem. I'll put those up in the membership channel. And if you're interested in seeing those things, you can go have a look there. Otherwise, that's all for this video. As always, remember, girls don't play WoW.